So you're also wrapping the thing?
Yeah. Weird, huh? Because
Yeah.
I can slide it right out when I'm all set. There you go. You got your heel on there. You're doing a good job. Keep pressing. Great job.
Like hard?
Well, just enough that you know you're touching it all the way down there. You can feel it. I can feel it. It feels like you're touching. I just don't want it to lift back up while we're wrapping it up, that's all. So when's your official last day of school? Do you know?
No, I do not know.
June 5th.
Is it in June?
Yeah.
Yeah, right, the first week of June.
Mm-hmm.
I took my 5-year-old to Legoland the other weekend. That was a pretty cool place. He likes Legos a lot. He's a Lego maniac. So it was neat because they had places where you could build stuff. Like they had one place where you could build your own Lego guy because they had like a body part and leg parts and a head part and stuff you could put on the head and stuff, and you could build your 3 different Lego guys and then you bought them from there. They had big old bins that you could put different parts of them on there. They had different like shirts and pants and stuff. Then they had another part where you build your own Lego car and then you race it against other Lego cars. So they had a little ramp and a start, and then they pull the thing and everybody goes flying down the hill. We lost. We were the slowest one. But the car looked cool. A lot of the kids said it looked cool, but it wasn't very fast. But that was fun to do. And then they have rides and stuff too, so it's pretty neat. Have you ever been to Disney or anything like that?
Yeah, Disney.
Do you remember how they did the little thing with the people that work there where you can trade pins with them? Do you remember that?
No.
So at Disney...
I went to Disney before, I think, but I mostly go to Universal or like Carnival cruises.
Oh, that's cool.
Carnival.
Y'all cruise out of Jacksonville, or do you go down to Fort Lauderdale or for Carnival?
Jacksonville and then Port Canaveral.
Port Canaveral. That's the first time I went down there. I've only been on one cruise. My wife likes them. I'm not a huge fan. My wife likes them a lot. But when we went down to Port Canaveral, holy cow, there's a lot of cruise ships there. I was surprised. I was like, wow, this is all about cruise ships down here. They had all different kinds of cruise ships and all that stuff. It was pretty cool to see. All the different sizes of them and everything. I'd go again for her, though. Yeah, it's not bad. I just, the kind of guy I would probably just kind of cruise into a place and stay there for a week. The only thing I guess I didn't like is that you're scheduled at ports, you know, like you only have so much time, you gotta get back. So I'm gonna do a little bit of plain stuff, then we'll turn you pink, okay? Right. She's just doing plain pink today, y'all.
Bye.
I don't think so.
Are you leaving? He's gotten bored. Yep, remember how it gets really warm? The neat thing about it getting really warm today is this warm, moist heat's going to make that stretching feel better.
Oh.
Because that's what they do when they do therapy and stretch muscles. They use warm, moist heat. And so this is kind of a little bit moist right now, and it gets really warm. It's going to help you feel a little bit better from stretching. When I walk and cast, we make sure your toes are out high on the top so you won't whack them on the top of your cast. But we want it to cover past what we call your fat pad right here, because that's where you step. It's what's called your metatarsal fat pad. Because there's a lot of, it's just like your heel, you got all that fat pad under your heel, it's like a cushion. So we make sure it goes past that on the bottom so you don't feel like you're stepping on a ledge. Because if I rolled it straight across, right through your fat pad, it would feel like you're stepping on a hard ledge every time you took a step. That's not cool. That would be very uncomfortable. There we go. Almost set. Oh, I got fuzzy stuck on me. Get off there, extra fuzzy.
Breaking up my back.
Yeah. Starting to bother you, holding yourself from scooching back.
No, it tastes like breaking up my back.
Go, go. to do the hospital duty this weekend, and we had 2 kids come in with broken her leg right here. That's not good.
Oh boy.
That hurts.
Starting to not get as cold.
Huh?
The bar is starting to get not as cold.
Yeah, you know why?
Yeah, because it's warm.
Because your foot warmed it up too.
Yeah.
You did that yourself. Some of it just from your body heat made it feel warm.
Yeah, right there. Yeah, I love to pick it off.
Yeah, it's tough. You gotta be careful though. It'll get really red if you scratch a lot. Lotion might help it from itching, but it won't make it go away. The only way to get rid of all this is when this cast comes off, you can actually wash your whole leg. So believe it or not, even though your knee's not in the cast anymore, the dead skin still might pile up some there because it's so close to your cast and stuff and you can't really wash it.
Ew.
It happens. Kind of like it just gets on your toes, even though your toes aren't in the cast, it piles on your toes too.
Yeah.
See how they look a little bit orange at the local parts?
Yeah. I tried to get
Yeah, it
off
won't.
too.
Yeah, it just sticks.
Oh, that's really pink.
Yeah. That's how some of your casts look like when we first got it last time. Parts of it, well, they're bright pink in there, but this one's really bright pink. It kind of tones down a little as it dries, though. It won't be quite so bright once we're dried up.
Oh, I feel like moving back so bad.
Yeah, but don't do it. You're doing good. See, when you scooch back, it makes your ankle go back.
Yeah.
And you're doing great right now. You're really close to where we wanted you to be. You might be only about 5 to 7 degrees off at that. So that's good. Even that little bit. We'll see how your knee does once you start stepping. It might be a few days till you figure it out. Let us know if it bothers you too much at your knee.
Wow, that is cold water.
Yeah, see, this stuff makes its own heat to dry. Now you really know because that water's cold.
This one love.
So has your brother been good enough to bring you some food or drinks for you? Does he carry some snacks to you since you had your broken leg?
No, he's been doing like this.
Whacking on the cast.
Yeah. It really
If he was
hurts
bringing these
sometimes.
snacks, he'd probably have some for himself, probably.
Yeah.
I guess I probably would too. That's not his age, that's just the boy thing. Oh, would have swiped some of your snacks too.
That is really a short cast.
Yeah. We can go back to the long one if you miss it. Oh, okay. This is much nicer. It's lighter. Move your knee around. Start walking when you're ready. So the only new rule today. So remember all the other rules. You can't get it wet, right? Don't stick things down it for scratching, right? Watch your toes again because it's almost like your injury's new just because when you start walking on it, your leg might swell a little bit because it's not used to it. So the first few days of walking on it, keep an eye on your toes. If they look puffy or discolored, you want to slow down the walking and prop your foot back up, okay? But your muscles are going to continue to shrink a little here, so it'll loosen up still a little bit. And then if it swells, you probably wouldn't notice after a few days. But still keep an eye on your toes when you start walking. Don't get too crazy and do a whole lot of walking the first few days, okay? And then the last rule is now you get a shoe. There's this little sandal that goes on your cast, and that's like putting a sneaker bottom on it. Because floors like this, with this hard cast, can be really slippery. So if you had hardwood or tile floors or things like that, you can slide easy. So you always want to make sure you wear your little sandal when you're walking on your cast. Unless you're taking your bath or sleeping or walking on carpet, always wear your shoe, okay?
Alright.
Okay. That way you don't slip and slide. You don't want to hurt yourself again.
Why is it white now?
Yeah, it's kind of lightening up, huh?
Yeah.
It's drying up, that's why. It's not quite as bright when it's dry. Kind of like your hair, probably looks a lot darker when it's wet, right?
Yeah.
Alright, lift up just a teeny bit on your foot. I'm going to slide this thing out. There you go. I'm going to mold the bottom nice and gentle. I'm not stretching your ankle anymore. Just kind of taking away that space we had from that. Cool, huh? I'm impressed. You're really, really, really close to where I wanted you to be. So you might be okay with this. I'm happy for you. You did a good job. That's hard work. It gets tight, huh? Does it feel better with the warm heat on there? Does it make it feel better stretching?
No.
I figured that would help. Just the chemical reaction makes the muscles feel better from being warm and moist. Put my leg down. Yeah, you can relax it. There you go. Just this leg part was getting tired of holding your own leg up. I see how your leg's flat now? You can tell you were holding your leg up because your muscles were piled up this way. Because you were trying to hang on and you didn't want it to stretch out, so you were trying to hold it up.
Yeah, not really. I started off and put down.
You did. You ended up pressing it down. You did a good job. Okay. Let me go get your shoe for you.
Hey, I
Clean
can
up my mess.
recognize the difference.